Well, welcome to Family Talk here. I get to introduce, I'm normally behind the camera, but I'm hopping out for this one today.
Wonder Woman.
I'm Wonder Woman. So tonight we are going to talk about what it's like growing up in a musical family.
There we go.
So we're going to sing a song. I'm not going to sing anything. Trust me,
So Sharon, what was it like growing up in a musical family?
I grew up in a musical family for the most part, and then I married into a more musical family, I think. Your mom, Brent's mom, taught me to play the piano for like 10 years. But then I grew up, I met Brent, and Brent taught me how to play the drums when I was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured if I'm going to marry somebody that can pretty much play every instrument, which leads me to one of my questions on here. We're going to find out what everybody plays here. So we'll start with you. How many instruments do you play?
Wow. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many instruments I play. I did grow up in a musical family. Let's go back over the instruments.
You can't skip over my questions.
Let's
I have questions. They have to stick
All right.
to my.
Answer the
I'm in charge.
man.
Let's address
I'm
the
in charge of
question.
this show.
Okay, how many instruments? Okay, are we ready?
Yeah. Let's hear.
This is the instruments that I play. I play the song flute recorder.
Doesn't
Oh my
count.
gosh.
It does count.
Don't let him take
That
it
does-
out.
Fifth
okay.
grader plays that.
Oh,
triangle.
come on. I'm playing it since I was in 5th grade.
The egg
Okay.
shakers.
I play the harmonica.
Okay.
I play the guitar, the bass, the drums, the congas. I play. Oh, I can play the piano.
You know this thing that you're leaning on right here?
I can play the piano, the trumpet,
I can play the piano.
the saxophone, the violin. So let's talk about the violin while we're at it.
Let's talk about the violin.
So
for a minute.
that's 10.
Family talk.
Oh, I can play the drums. I can play the drums
I
too.
did vouch for that. He did teach me how to play the drums.
And so
I've
okay,
only
so
brought a couple
that's
sticks
I guess
out.
that's 11. I don't know. I don't know. I can't keep track. Anyway, so okay, so let's and I can play the radio too. So anyway,
Oh my gosh. It doesn't end, you guys.
all right.
He plays everything.
Okay, so 1 year for Sharon's birthday, I believe it was.
I don't even remember.
I
I've
went
blocked it
to a
from my memory.
I went to a music store and bought her a violin.
You did.
Why don't you tell them what happened to that violin?
I learned, I attempted to learn how to play this violin,
Mm-hmm.
and I practiced like every day for a month. I don't even remember what song it was. It was a hymn. I probably blocked that one from my memory too. And I was so proud of myself. And I remember you came home from work one day, and I was like, listen what I've done. And I get out my little violin, and I played this little song for him, and he was like, that's really good, babe. He said, let me see that violin. He'd never played this thing, ever. And he picked up the violin, and he played that stinking song better than I did. And I was like, I'm done. And I never played the violin again. And then I vowed he's never allowed to play any instrument that I'm learning. So I'm not learning anymore, though. I'm done. I'm good with the drums. We'll stick with the drums.
And she's not bitter.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So let's hear what you guys play.
Jessica.
Growing up in a musical family. I mean, I married into it, and I figured I can't sing, so I had to learn how to play something. But you guys were kind of born into it.
Okay. Piano, drums, play the bass, play the saxophone. This isn't an instrument.
Your voice is an instrument.
I play my voice.
She does.
Anything else? I mean, the recorder in like 3rd
That
grade.
does not count for any of you.
It counts. It
Doesn't
so
count.
The
counts.
egg shakers.
Okay.
triangle.
Next, what do you play? Let's hear it.
I play the piano, the bass. I can play a little bit of acoustic. I played the flute. Also played alto and soprano sax for a little bit. I played cello for a very hot second. I did attempt the violin. Was able to play that and the trumpet.
How about that recorder?
A little bit of drum. I don't know if I passed 3rd grade or not. Just kidding. Yes, play this stupid song flute. What about you? What do you play?
I took piano lessons for a long time, but I gave that up when I married the piano man over here.
And one song on the violin.
And I play one song on the violin and the drums. I mostly play the drums. And I do not sing, which is why I play the drums.
How come?
You just don't want me singing on anything, trust me.
Yeah,
so
you
we're
kinda
just
don't.
gonna stick to
You
this.
kind of don't.
Yeah,
But,
we have. Yeah.
but she's beautiful. So.
I have another little story, a little question I want to know. I want to know from Jessica, because everybody here leads worship. All our kids lead worship. Brent leads worship. We pass it on down. But there's a specific time that I remember Jessica leading worship for the very first time. For the very first time ever. I don't even remember how old you were. You must have been, 13?
Yeah.
We were living in Ash Grove. We had this growing youth group, and we needed a worship leader, and we convinced Jessica to lead worship. It was no small feat. But tell us about that, Jessica.
Okay, well, I'm the type of person, I'm a keep it to myself, introvert. You can know if you can know, but if you're not in the circle. So you guys
weren't in the circle,
you weren't
apparently.
in my musical singing circle, so I didn't let anybody in. So I had to lead worship on a Wednesday night. So I told these guys to stay out of the room, and she snuck in.
I didn't sneak, well, maybe just a little
She
bit.
snuck in during worship practice because she had to do something in the sound booth, but I saw her hair sticking up.
No, okay, this is the best part. I didn't sneak in, the computer was messing up, it was during the service.
She snuck in.
And so I tiptoed in, and I creeped in the sound booth, and I get on the computer, but apparently she saw my hair sticking up. And the best part was, I'm not kidding you guys, I got a text message from Jessica while she's playing the keyboard and singing that says, this is the best part, I see you, freak, get out of the sound booth. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of talent. You can text, sing, and play.
Multitasker.
Yeah.
Millennials.
Right.
Yeah. I soon got over that. I
did.
realized I probably couldn't keep them out of the sanctuary for long without hearing me, so
Yeah.
that was fun.
Not too long.
Good times.
Well,
So
we
good.
have a great song here. It's No One's Ever Loved Me More Than Jesus. And I remember when you wrote that one, we were debating here just a little bit ago. I don't even know if Jessica was born yet.
Yeah.
We were camping. So tell
I
us.
don't remember.
Jessica clearly doesn't remember. We're just going to clue her out of this one. Ashlie was with us.
Yeah.
We were camping with a bunch of people, and I remember. So why don't you tell us a little bit about No One's Ever Loved Me More Than
No
Jesus?
one's ever loved me more than Jesus. Oh, I love this song. A lot of these songs on this album, I've had them in the file cabinet, and I just really felt about 2 years ago, God just say, I need you to get these songs out of the file cabinet and do something with them. So this is one of those songs. So about, probably 25 years or so ago, we all took a trip down the Colorado River and with a bunch of people from church. And we were staying at my aunt had this river house down there. And so, and there was a swimming pool in the complex thing. So everybody left to go to the pool. I'm staying behind for some reason. I grab my guitar. I'm sitting in this dark double wide mobile thing, and I'm sitting there and I'm just playing. I'm kind of worshiping, and then this song pops in my head. No one's ever loved me more than Jesus. And I start I grab a paper plate or something. I'm writing on it, and so the song actually starts out sitting in the darkness, finding time to pray, having talk with Jesus. But and that's how the song came about. I think you guys came back from the pool or something, and hey, I got a new song, and so. But sometimes you never know when the song's gonna just come up.
And it's sat for a long time. I mean, I think we maybe played it when you first wrote it, but I mean, it's probably been doing nothing for like 20 years.
No, it just sit around. Yeah, it just sit around. But it's always been a really, it's like one of, like I said, it's like one of the only country style songs I've ever written. Ish. Country-ish.
Ish.
Yeah, it's kind of a country style. But I really like the song. Love it.
Carrie Underwood, if you're watching this.
Oh yeah, I think there's a few people that would sound amazing singing. But
It's-
you sound awesome though too.
No.
You guys all sound
I totally get it. But no, it's the only song I've ever written on the guitar.
Oh,
Yeah, out of all the songs,
I guess I never realized
it's the
that.
only
Fun
one I've
fact.
ever written on the guitar.
Who knew?
Yeah.
fun fact. I didn't even know that.
Fun fact. There you go.
All right, well, do we get to hear it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I'm gonna
Let's
let you
do it.
guys sing it, and I'm gonna get out of here because you don't want me singing.
I need background vocals.
You do not want my background vocals, so
All right.
family, take it away.
All right, thanks for joining us, Sharon. All right, no one's ever loved me more than Jesus. Sitting in the darkness, finding time to pray, having a talk with Jesus, thinking about the way He gave His life to save me, and showed me so much love, all the pain He suffered for me, the shedding of His blood. Yeah, it's one of my favorites too.
Okay.
We have a rich heritage, and I grew up next door to my grandfather. We had 40. He had 42 acres, and my mom and dad they bought an acre from him. And so when I was about 7 years old, you know, you guys remember the property up there. From the time I was 7 years old to the time we got married, I lived next door to my grandfather, and so and his name was James Bonds. My great grandpa's name was James Bonds, and so I would go over to Grandpa Bonds' house, and sometimes he'd be there. He'd just be worshiping God. He'd be sitting there on that piano, and he'd be playing. He'd just be playing. So I just sit and I'd watch. And, I mean, I'm like 7, 8, 9 years old. He'd just be singing. I remember at my grandpa's funeral, there was all of us cousins, and they all sang, and the family, and there's 17, I think, of his cousins, 17, and out of those, I think there's like 10 or 12 that are involved in worship ministry. And so it's pretty cool that one person can leave such a legacy. It's pretty cool to see that one man, you know. So it's really cool when you move close to God's presence, what that can do. Growing up in a musical family, and so I've always seen that, and so you really leave a legacy when you worship. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's just wonderful talking about our family, and just bringing you all in and getting having to get you know us better. And so thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.